Hey everybody, and welcome to another RCT2 review. We're continuing our head-to-head 10 review series as we are into the postseason. This is Semifinals Park number 2, or Semifinals Match number 2, Park number 1. This was built 35% by Nin, 30% by JK, 25% by Mamarillas, and 10% by Hex, and it is called Donkey Kong Country. Kind of funny that we had the Super Nintendo World Park last match, and now here we are with another park that features Donkey Kong stuff. So I guess great minds thinking alike on that one. And this is a pretty cool map. It's definitely back to more of a normal RCT look after that last park. But there's a lot of cool stuff in this one, and it's packed pretty darn full. So let's get into it. I'm gonna click on the go-karts here and just kind of keep that up, since Rambi Rally here is kind of the main adventure attraction, but it's so long that the guy who won the thing, who gets the bonus lap, is still cruising around out there. So let's just keep that up and look at that a little later. So the first thing that my eye got drawn to when I looked at this was Factory Frenzy, this gigantic coaster right here. Definitely has some Smiler at Alton Towers influence, and it's kind of neat. I love these different pipes and the kind of curved different pieces, the colored flanges here that really make it feel kind of almost cartoony industrial. It's pretty neat, and the layout is cool. It definitely is a lot of stuff crammed in there. I think it's 15 inversions, if I remember right. Yeah, 15 inversions, so quite a lot in there. We got the vertical, or the, I guess one's vertical lift and then the one inclined lift. Oh, here we go. Take a look at our go-karts as we go along here. One thing to point out here is all this great pixel art. Absolutely amazing stuff throughout. You're going to see a lot more of that as we go along. Now what's cool about this is there's just so much to go follow on this, so I don't know if we're going to follow the whole thing. We'll probably touch on other stuff while we watch these go around, but got these really cool pathways here. This giant windmill here in the center, our windmill checkbox for using that object again, so you know, we park with that. Kind of neat to see a helix here as it goes down past this Diddy Kong with the, I don't know what the dolphin character is, I'll be honest, I don't know Donkey Kong, but it's pretty cool. A huge jump right here over the stands. Love these Game Boy and the banana and all that. It's very cool. And we see here the go-karts coming up and towards the top of the mountain. One of the cool things on the mountain here is you can see the animated face on the volcano itself, so that's kind of neat with the eyes that go back and forth and the eyebrows that go up and down. That's a fun little trick for sure. I feel like the movement that we've been able to do with various scenery objects in this year's head-to-head has really kind of put it on another level, for sure. Spin around, we can see kind of the return run over here and get a little sneak peek of the mine ride that we're going to look at a little bit later on. And here we go, final little jump over here to the finish. So pretty darn cool adventure ride for sure. That is where I spent a lot of my time looking around last time. So let's see some of the rest of this. So we've got the flying croc here, big crocodile with these spinning propellers made out of the 4D coasters. That's kind of fun. And right here we've got the extra life balloon going up and down too. Let's talk about the landscaping for a minute. Really nice work with the landscaping. Just the way that it kind of transitions from this kind of rocky face to more of these green little patches of foliage throughout, and some of these kind of larger, more cartoony type flowers, and then the couple of pieces of landscaping that just has that subtle movement, like these palm trees and these kind of tall grasses. Really good look overall. I think that's quite nice. Take a slower look now at these stands here. Pretty cool the way that they're set within this waterfall. Banana here spanning across both of them, this nice big Donkey Kong Country sign, and once again, just these pixel art signs are just absolutely incredible. Love this barrel. Super cool. Up on the other side here, we've got this little bar right here, which is kind of neat, overlooking everything. And up on this side, we've got our next coaster. This is a water coaster. First thing to point out are the moving barrels for the station, which is just super clever. I like that it's pretty darn close to synced up to the actual speed of the ride vehicle moving through the station, so that's pretty darn cool. Love these awnings. They're very neat. We got a couple of different coaster sections here, a couple of different water sections using these are space caves. lock water coaster boats. We are plane here that's having a little bit of trouble. Very nice sculptural work there. Have our big lift up to this kind of giant temple, which has a pretty darn cool Donkey Kong sculpture on the front using the wooden coaster, not even the wooden coaster trains, using the trams as teeth. Kind of looks like the wooden coaster. I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but it's still pretty darn impressive. Again, I always stay impressed by the ability of people to use coaster vehicles as different scenery pieces. Definitely beyond my abilities, but very neat to see. So cool sculptural thing here. I love the way the lift hill comes up down the middle of it. You get a little bit of track that kind of goes around the whole thing, and then this nice big drop with the airtime hill coming out. This is pretty cool seeing the house up on top of the tree trunk here, just overlooking everything around here, and you can see the return run here. A little danger here off of the side of this precipice, the giant waterfall. Again, just great landscaping in general. Very, very nice put together. Excuse me. And then if we spin around, we get this basically entire, we'll call it cutaway on the back side of the map. So we have an entire another coaster and area here, which is pretty darn impressive to me. This is called Minecart Carnage and uses these Donkey Kong mine carts. We get a little 7-car train here, and it does a heck of a lot of stuff. It's got some jumps in there, got some more kind of traditional coaster-ish elements, kind of almost like Gerstlauer bobsled coaster with some of these big steep drops with the Wild Mouse corners scattered in the middle of it, mixed with this kind of fantasy realm of these giant jumps and things like that. So this is actually really like this one. This was very cool. The kind of various different bits of wood, like you get the mine train supports here, you've got some of the more traditional wood supports here. It's sort of this like haphazard amalgamation of stuff put together to create this this whole thing. Love seeing the lava come off of the backside of the volcano here, kind of all the way down and trickle through to the this river down at the bottom, and then all these different crystals throughout. Kind of neat. You get the different little croc characters all scattered through here too, and a couple of different A pieces. Here's the guest getting shot out of the cannon on this side, so that's kind of a fun little ride. You can see the guest right there landing on the big trampoline, or I guess catch net, and then getting out. So that's kind of fun. I'm not sure I'd sign up for that ride. And then of course a little top spin here. So this is Manic Mine Mayhem. Good little additional ride there. And then we have our gold here in the, I guess, was that meant to be bananas? Meant to be. Nice little treasure room there. Or I do think this is fun. This little scenery piece here that's just kind of animated with the cart going around the top spin. A fun little touch. But really, I keep going back to the landscaping. Just the amount of rock work here is just absolutely incredible, and the way that this transitions out from this cutaway. Because I was totally surprised by this section. You know, when I first opened the map, I was looking at it mainly from this side. So, you know, I was spending time looking at the coaster. I was watching the go-karts go around. I was looking at this water coaster, and then it was really only after I spun it around, I was like, oh shoot, there's a whole another third of a park here in the back. So very well done in terms of that. And let's take a closer look at this coaster, so we could get distracted a little bit here initially with the go-karts going. So trying to keep tabs on this a little bit. Get an unload station and a load station, which I think is a nice little touch. We're using the Tower Speed Coaster trains. There's quite a lot here. Like I said, 15 inversions. Got an initial roll there, and watch this go around. Nice fast lift. Of course, using the Giga Coaster track, so we got our new pieces. There's inversion number 2. There's a nice little dive loop here into an Immelman, so we got a Norwegian loop there with those 2 inversions. Traditional loop is something you don't typically see on a lot of real-life Gerstlauers. It's kind of neat to see it used here. Of course, the really super useful diagonal slopes and climb piece. Spread that loop right there. Got a nice little corkscrew. Helix bits here. believe Hex made this one. I think it's very well done to him. We'll cut back conversion here before our vertical lift. Using the reverse freefall coaster 2 as the support is kind of nice. I know that's an old traditional thing that pretty common, but it's always just nice to see those kind of ride track pieces. You just don't see that ride used for pretty much anything else, although spoiler, our next park is going to have one. Kind of interesting. I like seeing rare coasters for sure. So that's a neat layout. I think it's very well done and put together quite nicely. But for me, the winner of this park, you know, it's the signs. I think that artwork and detailing is just absolutely incredible. It's the landscaping as a whole, and the way that they managed to cram in a lot of stuff into this park with kind of not a lot of land to work with. I mean, you have a little bit more space than you do in the regular season, but it's still a pretty limited map size, and there's, you know, 3 major coasters, there's this giant adventure ride that takes up a lot of the space, giant volcano here in the middle, and it all works really, really nicely together. So very nice to this park and to the Hearts Club team. Next up, we will look at the opposing park to this match, and a pretty impressive park there as well, so definitely stick around for that. If you want to download this park, which you should, it is in the description of the video. You can find that download link. You will need Open RCT2 to view this, so don't forget that link as well if you don't already have it. Like I said, we'll be back next time with the opposing park to this one, and we will catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching as always, and we'll see you later. Bye now.